Ciao, Bello.
Hey,
How
beautiful.
are
How are
you?
you? Good. Yourself?
I am great. How are you? That beard's growing, eh?
I know. And I can't go get, I usually go to the barber once a week, but now it's not happening.
You look like a rabbi.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
I like a guy with his natural hair. I love that. I think it's shows masculinity and it's nature. I love it.
Your hair is beautiful, by the way.
People are calling because guess what? Realtors are essential finally.
Nice.
Suddenly people are calling. I'm going to close my door while people join, okay?
No problem. No problem.
Voila. Wearing,
Represent.
representing the company, my
Love it.
sweatshirt, Londono Realty Group, and my hair is a mess. Oh my God.
Your hair actually looks beautiful.
Because I've been working out like crazy. Say, what's he saying, Jimmy? Say you're
But
on.
your hair is very, very nice.
Thank you.
Your hair is very, very nice. You know what's crazy, Tatiana? I don't know what's going on, but like within every post or every time I see you, it's as if you're getting younger and younger. What's going on?
Oh, I love you. That's so sweet.
No,
That
but
would
it's
be
true.
that would be the keto diet. I swear to
Okay.
God. It's the keto diet. And I don't give a shit. People don't know what they're talking about, so I don't even bother arguing. People are like, oh, but it has so much meat. Ma, please. You're eating more meat than me. And then the vegans, please, like just stay away from me. Like when it comes to diet, I don't want to argue with you. If you like the keto, great. If you don't like the keto, stay away from me because you don't know what you're fucking talking about. You haven't done your research. I've been researching this for 3 years. I'm no doctor, but I know it works. There's no way that you get skin like this
Amazing, honestly.
eating vegetables all day. Vegetables are great for you. It's just not enough nutrients. Like meaning the kind of vegetables we're eating. It's boring to eat veggie, right?
Mm.
So you can't get enough nutrient from veggie unless you are eating all day. And who's going to do that? Don't bullshit me. Nobody's doing that. In the end, you end up eating pizza and pasta. Hence problems.
But seriously, honestly, you look like you're in your 20s, man. I love it.
Oh, I
And
love you. Thank
and it's all because of keto. Like really, it's all diet, like nothing else. Like it's
you. You could
unbelievable.
ask anyone who knew me, what's your favorite type of meat? See, that's the first question. It's not meat. It's 6 ounces of meat you should be eating in a day. That's not much. It's like the handful theory, like just a hand of meat. But what kind of meat? Yeah, I'll eat anything. I like meat. I like steak. I like lamb. I like all sorts of meat. But I've been seeing a lot of videos because I have too much time on my hands about cows and stuff. Little cows living on the farm. I feel so bad for them. They're bigger than they're like horses. You know what I mean? But people eat horse meat. Anyway, I don't eat horse meat. Yes, collagen as well. I take collagen every single day.
What's
But
up?
it's
It's a
bovine
vitamin.
collagen. It's collagen from an animal. Yep. Bovine collagen from
It's a
grass-fed cows. I take it every single day.
it's a vitamin. It's a multivitamin.
Collagen, it's not a vitamin, it's a supplement
Okay.
that basically helps it helps with your tissue, your cartilage, helps with your hair, your skin, especially, and your nails. And so, yeah, I take it every day. Guilty, I take it every day. So,
Amazing.
yeah, that's amazing.
You
So
look
it's diet.
amazing.
I believe everything's diet related.
Well, you know what?
Everything's.
Your husband's very lucky to have you. You're
Oh,
like wine. The more you age, the better you look.
thank you. Why don't you tell him that? Juwapi, did you hear what he said? He was listening in on your, what is it? Peter Mamas? You were
Yes.
interviewing,
Yeah, Peter Mamas. Yeah.
you were interviewing him last week, but he's not listening to this one.
He doesn't
He
support
takes
you.
me
What's
for
going on?
granted. There he is.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
He's like,
Damn
damn
right.
right,
Love
damn
it. Love it.
right. Fine wine, Juwapi. Fine fucking wine. Okay?
There you go. There you go. I love your energy. I always loved your energy, Tatiana. You're the best.
Yes, I am. He says, a motherfucker. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, for everyone that just joined, by the way, this is Nick with the Nick and Jimmy Show. And today we have live with us right now the one and only Tatiana Londono,
Yay!
the most amazing energy in Montreal. Her energy is phenomenal and always very, very positive. I love it. Love it. So, Tatiana, obviously, you don't need an introduction. People have seen you on TV, people know who you are. But if you just want to elaborate a bit, you know, what you're into right now. I know that you're doing real estate, you have your own firm. So go ahead.
I'm into memes. I'm into quarantine memes. I have become the meme queen of Montreal. If there's no real estate to sell, let's make people laugh with memes. Okay, so anyway, believe it or not, I increased my following by hundreds and hundreds of fans when I started posting those quarantine memes. It's funny, I started, people were laughing, and I have a special sense of humor. It's not your regular sense of humor, and people loved it, so I just kept posting, and now it's my part-time job, posting memes to make people laugh. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Tatiana Londono, and I am head broker and president and creator and whatever of Londono Realty Group. Exactly, I keep you guys busy every day. Good sense of, a little bit of a nasty sense of humor, but it's fun. So I have my own real estate agency. My claim to fame was that I had a TV show on international TV, on HGTV USA, thank God. And that's where it all, well, it didn't start there, but that's where I got all my fun American friends who are my followers, my friends today. And that's it. I did it all through real estate. There's plenty of realtors out there, but I think I just took it to the next level. I opened my own agency. I had the TV show. I've written a book. I did the coaching thing. I've done it all. And now, thanks to social media, I've become an influencer. So that's a lot of fun too, because basically I'm like selling shit.
Oh, wow.
Well, only if I believe in it, you know, like here's another one they've sent me for, you know. So that's a lot of fun, because who would ever think that a realtor would get paid to sponsor stuff online? And I think it's amazing. I just want to let you guys know that I don't do it for products that I don't believe in, and I just won't do anything. I have boxes sitting there on my couch, but I'll only get into contract with a product I believe in, and that works. So I'm not a sellout, and it's a lot of fun being a realtor. It's a nice way to make money and to build a business. And I have met so many wonderful people over the years. Aw, thank you. It's just I'm working out. I haven't had I have another workout this afternoon, and I have to wash it. And so I said, forget it. I don't have time to wash my hair before the Nick and Jimmy show. So I just put in a ponytail. And I was sick of the curly afro. Like, it was weeks. It was time for me to do something different. Anyway, but don't worry, curly hair is back. I will never put keratin in my hair, for those of you who are asking. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Real estate is a fabulous way to make a ton of cash, a ton of money, honestly, and it's a wonderful way to meet people too. It's like, it's a great, I love it. So thank you, Julia. I love it. And yeah, so I think basically real estate has opened the doors for me, and I just chose it by accident. It's not like I dreamt of being a realtor. And yeah, 17, it's going to be 18 years later. Wow. Here I am.
Wow.
My father was a realtor. He got me into it. And the rest is history.
Amazing. And you do real estate for residential or commercial?
We do it all. So I'm old school.
Mm-hmm.
So I graduated in 2003. So I graduated in 2003. And so that was the old law. So I fall within that. So they grandfather claused it. So I'm a mortgage broker. I do commercial and I do residential, but my favorite is residential, and that's what I focus on. Residential, but like now they're separating, like they're not paying out mortgages anymore to agencies as of May 1st. So now I could open a division in my office, because I have a large office. So I could open a mortgage brokerage division in my office, and that's what we're planning on doing. So I could do that, thank goodness, because I graduated old school in 2003.
So now the thing is, I know you own your own realty company, your brokerage firm, Londono Realty, right? But at the same time,
Londono
there you go.
Realty Group Immobilier Londono. We're back to work, by the way, guys. So if anyone's on pause, you could call me to list or find your property. We are allowed now with restrictions. Go ahead.
And so basically, do you also buy real estate for yourself, or are you just selling, making commissions, and that's all? Or do you also invest in real estate?
Oh, yeah. So real estate is a fantastic way to make money, whether you're a realtor or not. So a fantastic way to make money is to buy real estate. As my father always said, it's real, Tatiana, it's real. If you could touch it, if it's there, and it's finite. You buy, it goes up in value. Doesn't matter, keeps going up. So yeah, I've been buying real estate for a long time now. And it comes in handy every once in a while. Comes in handy. Example. Thank you, Julia. Love you, Julia. Julia's the best. It comes in handy. I'll give you an example. Times are tough. Interest rates are low. You could refinance a property, pull some cash out because you bought it 3 years ago. Market went up. And the thing about Quebec is that the market, think of USA Real Estate, I'll answer that soon. The market keeps going up. It might have its lulls once in a while, but then in the end, it just keeps going up, right? So take a look at your parents' home, for example. So they bought it whenever, 70s, 80s, 90s even. Today, the house is worth more money than they paid. So the same sort of thing, and then you take advantage of the markets too. When the markets start going crazy the way it was going here before the pandemic, you could take advantage of interest rates, pull money out, and it's tax-free. So you take $100,000 out of the little duplex you bought 3 years ago, and guess what you do with it? You buy another one.
Absolutely.
And 100%. So on and so on and so on. You don't have to be a multi-millionaire to invest in real estate. Sure, you could do the fun stuff too. Reward yourself. I'm all about rewarding yourself as well, or else what's the point? You can't take it with you when you go. So yeah, buy yourself a couple of nice things, reward yourself, but save the rest to buy something else. Real estate. Reinvest your moolah. And real estate is a great way to create wealth quickly.
And do you buy like single family homes or like multifamily?
Just depends whatever is around at the time. So multifamily, fantastic. I bought myself 2 multifamilies last year, sold one of them because it was a dump, and I was going to turn it into a cottage, but the market just went crazy. And I made 200,000 like this. So I sold that one, but we kept another one. And then we kept the beautiful 7-plex in the Sud-West that's gone crazy up in value. And then I have stuff that I've had for years. Monkland Village, NDG, Sud-West. Thank you very much. Thank you. And yeah, so I believe, so we just bought another plex. Now my husband has joined in. He's like, hey, this is a good gig. Let's do it, right? Tat gets, the deals, And so we bought another one that we're going to convert into condo. We just do different things, and you could flip or you could keep. That's a great thing about real estate, because the rents are great as long as you buy in a nice neighborhood, good neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be nice, just a good neighborhood, popular neighborhood, location, location, location. And hey, if you don't sell it because the market screws up or whatever, you rent and you keep. As long as you could afford to pay your mortgage, you're good.
Because the thing is, like, from what I know, like in residential, like let's say from single family up until 4 units, it all depends about the market comps, so the sales comparables. But when it comes to
Absolutely.
5 units and higher, it's all
Yeah,
about, you know,
about the ROI, da, da, da. Yeah,
exactly.
so listen, there's ways of manipulating. I'm not going to promote anything, but there's some fantastic mortgage brokers out there. I have some amazing partners at, I have to say, I'm not a big fan of Royal Bank, even though I'm a member of Royal Bank. The private banking, there's like one girl that we like there. But besides that, I have one guy, Matthew, Royal Bank, who has brought me so many deals, meaning we give him the deal and then he approves. He's fabulous. But we also work with, you know, Joanne Pizzino at Banque Nationale. We have partners everywhere. TD, Scotia, Desjardins. Desjardins has been very good to us. So it just depends. You have to have the same way you have a relationship with your broker, you got to have a relationship with your bank, you know, with your banker. Some people, just like in real estate, like real estate agents, some people don't know what the fuck they're doing. They really don't. Just get that talented person. They're going to find a way to present the file. And voila. It's all about the numbers after 4. Okay, so once you go 5 and up,
Exactly.
you're looking at revenue. Okay,
Exactly.
you don't give a shit about anything else. But in this market, things are going up. There's a way to play with things. They could present the file in a different way. So make sure you have a great relationship with your mortgage partners.
Absolutely. And actually, Jimmy brought up a good question before. He said, because we also are involved in real estate investing, but in the US.
Oh, yeah, someone was asking the market in the US.
Jimmy was asking that. So what do you think about, you know, US versus Canada? Because obviously in the US, especially with multifamily, the returns are very, like a lot more aggressive than Canada. And
Totally.
it's more of a landlord's market, especially in the
1,000%.
Republican states like Ohio, for example. It's more of a landlord's market than a tenant's market. So, for example, if the tenants don't pay, you can within 3 weeks you can evict them. But over here, for example, they could take
No,
advantage.
we have the good old regie here. Just to answer a couple of these questions, I am licensed in Quebec. And I'm finishing up in Miami, but we're about to open an agency in Miami just when the pandemic hit. But yeah, Ontario is something I should do. I might, depending on my daughter, if she decides to go to University of Toronto or not. She got accepted to the #1 program there, but I don't think she wants to go. I think she wants to stay here. So depending on that. Remember the exam for Ontario being very hard because it's so different from Quebec. But yeah, I'm only licensed in Quebec, but I have tons of fabulous people that I work with in Ontario. I know I have a huge network. So Kat Stevens in the house. Hi, Yan. I love Yan. So Yan could share a lot about the rental market in Montreal. Yan, how's the rental market? Is there too many properties out there? Are there too many properties out there because of Airbnb? Let us know, Yan. Yeah. So back to your question. So remember 2008 when the market in the United States collapsed completely because of the nasty shit going on with the mortgages, etc. Okay. So when that happened, I met a couple of people here who really took advantage of that, sold everything they had here. They had gorgeous properties here, and they took their money. And the market in Quebec has only went up in the past year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now we don't know what's going to happen because of the pandemic, completely different thing. At the time, the market in Quebec was just slowly, it never went down, slowly going up. which was a healthy thing because you saw what went on in Vancouver and in Toronto. It was insane, but that's what was happening here in Quebec. Too fucking bad. Always something has to happen, eh? Like, finally, we're there and there's a pandemic. Sorry, Quebec. Anyway, back to what I was saying. A couple of friends who bought everything they could find in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay? That's it. They retired. They're a couple of years older than me. They're done.
So they're what? So
Lots
they're
of friends
30 years
mine.
old. So they're 30 years old.
I love you. They retired, and that's it. That's all they're doing. They're managing. So the thing is, there's two points. Okay. Yes, you could find fantastic deals. You could always rent in America, but do you want to be an absentee landlord? Like, do you think you could manage your real estate living in Montreal, in the States? So it's up to you. It's something to consider, though.
A good qualified property manager. It's all about the property manager.
Yeah, I guess, but I like being close to my investment.
For sure.
Something happens in the middle of the night, you can't find the property manager. I get in the freaking car. I have someone here as well. But if she doesn't answer the phone or something, guess who gets in the car and checks everything out and makes sure everything's okay? Me. You can't do that so my friends, in the end, they moved to Georgia.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They made so much money. So they ended up moving there. They come here for the holidays, etc. So it says, I have never heard of your show. It's a famous show, Julia. You have to keep watching it. It's great. They interview successful people in Quebec or all of Canada.
Well, we started locally in Montreal, but now, especially with the whole pandemic, we're doing quarantine all over the world.
Fantastic. It's a great thing. So anyway, I say invest in real estate wherever you can. You can't go wrong. You can't. Now, obviously, there's a couple of rules to follow. You got to make sure that you budget yourself so that if the shit hits the fan, you could afford to pay. That's how I see it. Like, if you can't pay, if you have to depend solely on revenues, look what happened just now. So, the whole thing about tenants not paying. Got to be able to take out of your pocket when times are tough. So just make sure that, it's not all mortgage. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. You have to have some good equity in the deal.
Exactly.
But the thing is, like, let's say now, for example, like, like with this whole virus that's going on, like people, like, especially in residential, let's talk single family homes, right?
Hi, Adriana. Adriana, hello from California. Wow, it's 9:30 there. Thanks for joining us. Sorry, go ahead, sweetheart.
No problem. So people that, let's say, they have, like, they buy homes right now. It's like single family homes as an investment, let's say.
Yeah.
The thing is, with an economy that's crashing right now with the whole virus, right? Mm-hmm. People are going to start being in panic mode. And your neighbor, if he sells the house for 20% less than market value just because they need the cash right now, mm-hmm. and then the other neighbor starts doing the same thing, then that's how in residential the market starts going lower and lower. So you could buy a property right now, but technically lose money, right? If it's residential.
So do you want to hear my opinion in general, or do you want to hear my opinion about the Quebec real estate market?
You know what? Kamikaze. Talk to us.
Okay, so this is what was going on in Quebec before this pandemic happened. We will say that the pandemic started mid-March, right? Like mid-March, everywhere it started. I was dancing around in Miami, making fun of everybody, saying, aha, there's no pandemic. Oh, I'm touching my face. Like I could not believe what was going to happen. Like, who could believe that shit, Anyway, so I apologize about that. And I learned my lesson within a day. And when I saw everybody was rushing to the airports, I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of here too. Quebec. So before the pandemic happened, we were experiencing the highest increase in real estate values. We were enjoying this for months. Okay, so January, February, March, even December. Okay, we were laughing all the way to the bank. realtors who have proper systems in place were cashing in. Families were buying properties. They were rushing to get properties. Bidding wars. 30 people bidding on a property because they wanted to get on the property ladder before it became so expensive, like in Toronto and Vancouver, that they couldn't afford it. So life was great. So that happened. And then, so there was not enough supply on the market, which is what drove prices up. There was, listings were like 15% less, 15 to 20%, double digits, 15 to 20% less listings on the market January, February, March than the year before. Okay, so then the pandemic happens, coronavirus, quarantine. We've been home for almost 6 weeks, right? Realtors are not considered essential in Quebec up until yesterday, literally.
Only in Quebec.
Only in Quebec.
Oh,
Everywhere else,
shit.
and any other realtor that is from outside of Quebec could comment right now. Everyone else in Canada, essential, not us.
Okay.
So what happens? Nothing. The sales stopped, not because the market went down, but because real estate agents are not allowed to work. That's the only reason. In the meantime, for sale by owners are selling. They're selling, they're doing black market deal. They don't give a shit. But realtors, it's against the law, okay? So we can't work, and that's why the market stopped. However, because there was no supply on the market before this started, because the prices were so high, if we go back to work, we're going back to work now. So we're going back to work for people who need to sell or buy before July 31st. It's not a free-for-all. There's restrictions. It's for urgent sales, okay? But still, at least we have the opportunity to represent buyers and put properties on the market now. Therefore, since it's only been 6 weeks, and slowly they're opening up, they're saying, right? They opened up, like landscape people are allowed to work, mechanics are allowed to work now, etc. Nothing has happened to property values yet. Okay. So what does it say here? We are
essential workers in California.
Essential workers in California. We have to follow procedures. Exactly. So they came out with a book of procedure. So therefore, I know there's a lot of people thinking, I'm waiting to get a deal. Someone knocked on my door the other day and then sent a letter asking to buy our property for $50,000 more than we paid for it, one of our revenue properties. We're like, what the fuck do you think's going on here? Absolutely not. My property's worth $1.5 million. Like, what do you think's going on here? Nothing is happening in Quebec with the real estate market yet. We are still healthy. There are no deals. It is a fair market value. You should be confident in your real estate investment. I just got an amazing rent for one of my properties. I had Airbnb, and now Airbnb is non-existent because nobody's traveling. So I rented it. I got top dollar. So there's still a very healthy market in Quebec. Now, if we fast forward to the future, but again, it's all bullshit. We don't know if this is going to happen. But let's just say the worst case scenario is that this quarantine doesn't end. They extend it till June. They extend it till July until the hot weather comes and the humidity helps kill some of Corona. Exactly.
Caveman.
You're going to be one of the wolf boys. And then so the people will have no income. So then what's going to happen is if there's no income coming in and they're just living off the stimulus check and there's no jobs, then people are going to reconsider whether they should buy or not. And that will affect the market.
Exactly.
So yeah, health is our priority. Absolutely. So start eating properly. Somebody
wrote before,
staying in your house for the rest of your life isn't going to help you. We eventually have to get the hell out of here. Absolutely. So therefore, start eating properly, exercising. Okay? The majority of people who are dying of corona have underlying health issues like diabetes, asthma, all things that can be taken care of with diet. And that's all I'm going to say. Start eating properly.
Of course, yeah. Someone
Water
wrote, sold my two properties since I wasn't sleepy anymore. It wasn't getting me sick and not worth it. Health comes first, being hands-on and a caring landlord. They have a point.
Okay, no, being a landlord isn't for everybody, eh?
Yeah.
Being a landlord isn't for everyone. My father-in-law is a very successful person. He was never a landlord. He says, one day someone's going to come up to me and say, I can't pay the rent. I'm going to say, it's okay. And then the next guy is going to say, I can't pay the rent. I'm going to say, it's okay. Because I can't tell people, I can't kick people out of their homes. There's people who do not have the stamina to be a landlord. But I just want to let you know that most people, if you check their credit, they're good people and they pay their rent. People don't break the law. So most people pay their rent. So you got to think of the positive that comes with it, you know, like, but it's not for everyone. I get it.
Somebody wants to work with you, I believe, but they don't speak French. Akinso Fake Victoria or something. They want to work with Londono Realty, but they don't speak French. So can you hire people? It's okay.
Well, yeah, you're going to have less of a market. You got to speak French. Yeah, that's okay, Victoria. Something Victoria. So the thing is, you don't need to speak French in order to sell real estate in Quebec, but you're going to get less of a market because the Anglophone community is a smaller market. But you'll learn French. Like within 2-3 years, you'll be speaking French. You force yourself. And the wonderful thing about Francophones is they never put you down if you can't speak French. They actually, when you try, it's been my experience because my French was shitty when I first started. But I'd say whatever I had to say. They think it's charming. I used to say, je m'excuse, j'ai un grand accent espagnol quand je parle français, c'est très bizarre. And they say, oh, c'est très charmant. That's what they say.
They encourage
so
you.
don't worry about it. So what I say,
Absolutely.
Who's dealing with the situation better, Trump or Trudeau? Oy, ves vault. I'm not going there, man. I ain't going there. I don't want to talk politics. I think there's issues with both.
Sure.
I don't think every state in America is the same. So you can't treat all states the same. And the same for Trudeau. Every province is dealing with it differently. So that's why we have our governors and that's why we have our premiers. I want to visit your firm one day. I admire you. Oh, thank you, Amor. I want to go to Cali. I want to go to California. Forget my firm. I want to go to LA. I want to go spend some time there.
Raymond Singh, the one and only, says,
he's the best.
Where do you see the market going downtown for with condos?
As I said before,
good question.
It's fine, just as long as we all get back on track by June. I said we could afford one more month in quarantine before values start going down. Why, Raymond? Because there was no supply. People were lining up. I don't know if you remember the famous sale in the Southwest before all this happened, where 53 people bid on a property that was properly priced. 53 people, okay? And these are the people who tried, okay? There's some people who gave up. So if 53 people bid on this property, today, supply and demand is still good, right? Because there was too many people for the amount of property we had. So even if it evens out, we still have a healthy market. But if this continues, it's about economics. If this continues into July, that's where we could say, holy Hannah, prices are going to go down. Why? Because people are going to think twice before buying. That's it.
Question for you. Let's say, for example, right now, because obviously you're in that business, especially here in Quebec, tenants right now, are they allowed to legally defer the rent?
No, they're not allowed to legally defer the rent, but the government has asked us, landlords, to be patient and not to be such assholes. Like to say, okay, when could you pay the rent? In a couple of weeks? all right, I'll wait a couple of weeks. Like to be understanding. But guess what? La Régie isn't open. The courts of Quebec aren't open. So it's a free-for-all. If you're a landlord, you could follow the line. You could say, listen, if you don't pay your rent, you're freaking out.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Take you to La Régie? It's closed. The opposite could happen too. The tenant could say, I'm not paying rent. Take me to La Régie. Oh, it's closed. But if you're a landlord, you could always like change the locks and then kick them out. But anyway, no, but that hasn't been our experience. Tenants are paying their rent. They are.
Yeah.
You know, in my experience, they've paid their rent. I have friends who are landlords. Most of them are paying. They were actually, everyone's very surprised. April 1st. So let's see what happens May 1st.
How long, again, it's just an opinion. How long do you think this virus is going to last? Let's say, you think it's going to be a long time? Like, what's going to happen after? Like, when are things going to get back to normal, and what's going to be the impact?
You'll call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever the hell you want. I think more is going on than what we know. Okay. I read a meme yesterday. It's a meme. It's a joke.
Q, like Rodrigo says, choke where you wrote Q. The word Q.
Great community in Montreal market. It will fly again. The shutdown. Yeah, I agree. Don. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So more is going on than we know. For example, that meme I posted yesterday. How could it be that Home Depot and Walmart are open? So it's okay for Home Depot, Walmart, these big places to be open, but not small business. What the fuck's the difference? If I'm going to catch it at Walmart, I'm going to catch it at Nature Santé. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I could catch it at the bike store. Do you understand? So it's, there's more going on. We don't know what the fuck's going on out there. But hey, I'm not changing anything. I'm just a minion. I'm just a pawn. So I'm going to do what I'm told. And how long is this going to last? Okay, I'll give you an example. India. So supposedly it's everywhere. There would be a huge Holocaust in India right now. There's so many people there. But people aren't dying there. Okay? Some of them are, but not a lot. And proportionately for the population. Hello. So anyway, I'm not going to get into any of that shit. How long is it going to last? I don't know. People are saying that the hot weather and humidity kills this shit. So my guess is we could slowly start opening up May 4th. And then by summer it'll go away. But everyone's saying that it'll come back. So
Scary.
Anyway, but the people dying in Quebec, the majority of them are older people with underlying issues. Now, is Tatiana saying younger people aren't dying? No, she's not saying that. But take a look at our statistics. The majority of people are dying are older people with underlying issues.
True.
And it's sad, it's horrible, but c'est la vie, you know, what are we going to do? Are we going to stay at home forever until the virus disappears? It's great information, Tatiana. Way to speak the truth. Come to California. I would love it, but in California, they'd kill me. No? Californians, they're like, fuck. They're like super liberal there, and they'll think I'm nuts. I'm eating a piece of chicken there, and they'll fucking stone me over there in California. They're all vegans, and super liberal over there in California. But yeah, what's going to happen, dude? I don't know what's going to happen. We're stuck at home like everybody else. But I could tell you what will happen if we go back to work by June. If we're going back to work by June, the real estate market's going to be just fine. Because we were in a sick, crazy market before this started. We are lucky. Now, if we were in a normal market, maybe we'd be in trouble today, but we weren't. We were in a market where there was not enough supply for the demand. So that is that. Hello to you, Andrea. I love her. So she's a realtor from Toronto as well. All my friends, I love you all. Yay. I recognize all these names. Love you.
Full Circle Fitness wants to get your sweater. You love your sweater?
Thank you. We have hoodie ones, and then we have these crew neck ones. So
any advice for a new realtor starting during this pandemic?
Holy shit. Take this time right now to get your systems in place. Do a fantastic business plan. See, look, Andrea's still working. See, if in Toronto, so, hey, worst case scenario, Quebec realtors, let's go to Toronto. Let's go to Ontario. Okay, sorry, bye. You know what? My father was the type of guy, I love my dad. I love my mother too. He'd pack up and go. He'd be like, oh, there's nothing going on here. Let's go to Quebec, or vice versa. We moved all over the world. Where there was money, my father went, and we always had food on our table. And that's how you have to see it. If the fucking shit hits the fan here in Quebec, I'm out of here. Bye. My kids are older. They could have school from their computer now because they're not going anywhere, because it was always about the school, right? Oh, but my kids are in school. Now they have their computers. They can take it. Shit hits the fan, I'm out of here. Ciao. Going straight to South America. My parents are dancing merengue. And join them. Why am I suffering here? I'm moving to Colombia. Bye. But no, realtors in Ontario are very lucky. They never stop working. And none of my friends are sick. Nobody's sick. So.
What have you been doing now that you're home all day? Like, what do you do to have such a great, positive attitude every single day? That energy. What do you do? Do you have like a morning routine? Like, what is it that you do?
Okay. So I see it as, how bad could this get? Because if it gets really bad, we're all in trouble. It's not just me. It's not just you. It's everybody. So what? Are the banks going to take away all our homes all at once? Let's take them all away? No, that's not going to happen. So in my mind, I see it as, deal with it. Go with the flow. Nothing crazy is going to happen. Because if it does, we're all in the shit and we'll deal with it later. So let's obey the quarantine. Let's do it. They say that if you stay home, we could flatten the curve. So we did that for 6 weeks. Okay. And it seems to be working. Right. And in Quebec, like it was really hard because I don't mean to be selfish, but the rest of Canada's working. Look, Andrea's saying, come to me, come join me. All my friends outside of Quebec were working. So they didn't lose any income. We did in Quebec. But anyway, so I follow what my premier says. We stayed at home. How did I stay positive? Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, being positive has nothing to do with the situation I'm in. I'm always positive. And I think that when you work out and you eat properly, and the thing is, you could eat properly and not work out. It's not the same. I know the difference. I've tested it. When I'm lazy and I don't work out, I feel kind of low, like a little bit depressed when the sun doesn't come out. I actually feel pain in my body. But when I'm working out and eating right, I'm on top of the world all the time. I also don't believe in negative energy. I don't like using negative language. Now, I swear a lot. I have a potty mouth. But they say people who swear are usually more honest. Isn't that what Gary Vee said? Anyway, I don't believe in negative energy. Like when my husband starts with the, like, and I understand there's concerns and responsibility, but you could take a look at everything and put a positive spin to it or not use negative language. I am telling you, you bring that shit on your plate. So be careful what you put out there. I don't want to sound like some crazy chick, you know, believing in fairies and shit. But I really do believe that we're little machines and we're made a certain way, like a plant. So if you have a plant and you don't give it water, it's going to die. But if you feed it, take care of it, put it in front of the sun, it's going to bloom. And it'll bloom for a very, very long time. It'll stop blooming when you stop feeding. So it's the same thing with us humans. We are like little plants. We're better than plants. We have instinct. The human body is spectacular. And if you feed yourself and only emit positive energy, I know it's difficult. It's challenging sometimes. Mm-hmm. I promise you, it is so self-fulfilling and it works. I don't even like to hear negative energy. I don't have the patience for it anymore. Sure, I'm scared sometimes. Like, I wanted a stimulus check. I'm like, this is bullshit. Everyone got the stimulus check. I want the stimulus check. And it hadn't come into my account. And I was like, what the fuck? Am I the only one in Quebec who's not getting my stimulus check? I want the stimulus check. Why should I not get it when the other brokers got it? And then I said, oh my God, the more I do that, the more that check ain't showing up. So I forgot about it. I said, I don't need the stimulus check. Forget it. And it came and showed up. You know what I mean? Like the energy you throw out there comes back at you like a boomerang. Take a look at that. So how do I keep positive? I believe that it's my diet, the exercise. Look, I dress up for stuff like this. I do my makeup. I think it's important. Like I told my daughter this Friday, let's do like a little party. Let's all dress up and have a nice dinner. We'll order from Beatrice, and let's pretend we're having a party, your graduation party from CJ. And you just got to keep doing things that make you happy. Yeah. Oh, and your partner, that'll add to it. If you are miserable with your partner, you could try all you want to be happy, but if you have some asshole next to you giving you shit all day, forget it. That ain't gonna work either. So really, you know, especially those of you who are about to get married again or about to get married one day, please choose the right person, because your happiness levels are directly related to the person you marry. You have to have someone who supports you. And if that partner is bringing you down all the time, forget it. You can't be happy. If someone's bringing you down all the time. So don't get into bad habits too. Being negative is contagious. Like, oh, and hanging out with negative people too. Contagious.
True.
I read the book of, one of my favorite books is The 48 Laws of Power. Did I tell you guys this already?
I think you did.
Yeah.
I think you did.
Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power. One of the laws is stay away from the unhappy and the unlucky. Look at the Jawabi. Correct. Now make me a sandwich.
Love it. Stay away. What is it? What's the quote again?
Let me say one thing. Did I say this at the last interview? Women, please keep your femininity and leave your balls at the door. If you're used to running a show at work and you're a VP or you own your company and you're when you get home, this could be very controversial for some people, but I truly believe when you get home, leave all that shit at the door and be a woman when you walk into the house. Think, okay, I'm going to put on a negligee, make my husband happy. Guys are pretty simple. They want to eat and have sex. Okay? They're easy. They're very happy if you do that for them. And so when you get to the door, leave that all aside and be a nice wife. And men, be a good husband so that she feels good doing that. And that's it. I'm sorry. You could disagree with me all you want. I'm 100% right. Now,
you're the best. This
is not including people who were raised in families where they were beaten up and abused and shit like that, and then they bring all their fucking shit to your door. Just stay away from people like that, and that's it. Let them get mental health. Sorry. I keep talking all day. Hey, another thing. The reason I'm happy, follow your instincts. We ignore our instincts all the time. Start listening to your inner self and what it's telling you.
And what's the quote you said, Lucas? I want to write it down. The quote you said before by Robert Greene.
So you need to read The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Mm-hmm. That book is fabulous. And one of the quotes of The 48 Laws of Power, one of the laws of power, is stay away from the unhappy and the unlucky. What do you think of feminism? I am a feminist. I am the poster child for modern day feminism. If you'll never meet somebody who believes in #fuck you. Oh, I'm sorry, #me too, more than me. I am an example. I'm not trying to toot my own horn of what a woman can do on her own. And I'm worth more than many men out there. I should be paid more than them. So yeah, I'm a total feminist. My daughter, I want her to be independent and wealthy on her own. Does it mean that I don't love men? I love men. But I believe women and men, the principles of feminism are that you should be treated equally out there
True.
as men are treated. It's that simple. We shouldn't get paid less. We shouldn't be treated differently. And I shouldn't have to see a cock on the conference table when I'm trying to work. That's it. Do you understand what I'm saying? A cock does not belong on the fucking conference table. If I want a listing, I don't have to date you. That's all.
What are your thoughts about Quebec Lawyer? What are your thoughts about the Quebec Lawyer suing the government about his rights and freedom?
I don't know the story, but if someone abused his rights and freedom, then he should sue. That's it. I don't know the story, so I don't have thoughts about it. But I truly do believe you should fight for your rights, etc. But I also believe you should move on. You don't live in the past. We live in the present. So move on. That's it. Learn your lesson and move on. Now we're getting political here. Whatever happened to real estate? So yeah, buy the book 48 Laws of Power. It's a really good book that uses historic, or Kindle it, historic reference to his fantastic. The number one law is never outshine the master. It's so good. It's so good. It's very
sold.
Good.
I'll buy it right after.
Oh, it's fantastic. You guys would love it. It's fantastic. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I believe in all that. It works. So I'm just going to tell you what works in my life. And all that shit works. When I'm yelling and screaming at my husband, he doesn't want to be nice to me. He wants to get out. He wants to go have drinks with his friends. He'll go have drinks in the other room now during quarantine if I'm yelling, screaming all day. Can you imagine getting home, you're tired, and you're yelling and screaming for either side? It's just annoying. Are notaries open for deeds of sale? Absolutely. Notaries are open right now to close your deals. Now, it is up to them whether or not they want to work, but the majority of them are working because they could do e-signature right now. Now, the thing about e-signature is that they need to learn to do it. So they had to take a crash course. So all you have to do is call up the notary to see if he's doing e-signature. My notary, I love him to death. His name is Ricky DeBarros. He is the best. He learned to do e-signature in less than a week, and he is closing deals. There are many notaries closing deals. So you don't have to worry about that. What does this say here? Quarantine and its effects. We talked about that several times. I don't believe it's going to affect the Quebec market if we go back to work by June. And yeah, what are your thoughts about, no, we're good. It's a man's world. Jimmy, is it a man's world? Yeah, for sure it's a man's world. Are you kidding me? Yes, it's a man's world. Fuck.
Good Jimmy, man. Oh, I love it.
It's awesome. A man's world, but women are getting up there now. But yeah, it's still a man's world. I think it's a man's world, absolutely. I still have idiots who say to me, oh, poor Harvey, threw him in prison, poor guy. Yeah.
Haas, the boss, is saying, not the effects on the market, but the effects on you. What's the pandemic having as an effect on you?
Oh, you know what? Here's the thing. I believe that we should be in quarantine once a year for 2 weeks. Once a year. Like, just disappear from society, lock yourself in your house, get some fresh air in the backyard, and start cooking, getting to know your house. I got to know my house. I was never here. I would run out, come back at 3, eat, maybe take calls, have dinner, go to bed. I didn't even know my own house. I got to know my beautiful home. I spent more time with the kids. I got back to cooking every once in a while. I rested. I rested. Like, I got more rest during quarantine than I did on vacation. Any vacation I've ever had. I sleep in. I wake up at 9:30. I go to bed late, watch TV, because I can, and watch all my ID channel shows, my murder mysteries. And then I wake up at 9:30, which is late, but I can. So I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity, guys, Because guess what? We're all going back to work, God willing, during sometime in May, right? Let's hope for the best. So I think we all make jokes, but I think we're gonna miss it. We're gonna miss it a little. Now I know a lot of you are going crazy with the kids, but hey, spend time with your kids. These are your kids. You made them. Teach your kids to be good kids. Use this time and spend time with your family. So that's what I've been doing during quarantine. Okay, now I think it's important to keep your businesses going. Every single Monday, Londono Realty Group as a company had team meeting. And on Tuesdays, I have my team within a team. So we have Londono Realty Group brokerage Mondays, 2 hours at a time with all the brokers who join. And then on Tuesday, I had my personal team meeting. I think it's so important to keep your people engaged. How many of you guys out there have kept engaged with your clients, have engaged with your employees, your patrons, or have you not seen them or spoken to them since this happened? So how do you expect, and I'm talking about everyone, every industry, how do you expect everything to go back to normal, people to go back to you and not to lose clients if you disappeared off the planet and you didn't even send a newsletter, something, an email saying, hey guys, we're going to get through this, BNLA. Well, that's the difference between being a great business person and a shitty one.
True.
The least I could do is send an email saying, we're all in this together. Here's a link to the COVID crisis. Here's what you can do. I sent that email as soon as this shit started. It took me about a week to get it all ready with all the links, but I sent it out, and every week I meet with my team and with my employees. If I wouldn't have met with my brokers, half of them would probably leave and join other agencies. They don't give a shit about us. So, and it's the same. There's so many restaurants out there because, you know, David
Tatiana,
and I,
there's 49 seconds left. The live is going to cut in 47 seconds,
okay,
46.
Sure, I'll make it quick. David and I frequent many restaurants. There's so many restaurants that have reached out to us and said, hey, we're here for you, blah, blah, blah. My point is this. If you haven't picked up the phone or sent an email to say hello to your people, do it now. That's the difference between a great business leader or a great person and one who isn't.
Tatiana, you're the best. We love you. We can go all day long. We're getting cut off by Instagram, but seriously speaking, you have the best energy, and we're going to find a way to record this and post it again. You're the best. We love you. Mwah, mwah.
Bye, guys. I love you all. Honestly, you're the best. I think I'm going to start doing coaching again, so stay tuned because you all want me to. I'm going to start coaching again.